Alright, so I wanted to use the Simplifier Mach 2 as a way to kind of pedal platform, show off these two effects right here. I'll be getting into other stuff too, but I thought this would be a good place to start, because these are very important to having a good sound that you wind up with there. So two different kinds of the same effect here. Both of these are EQ. This one is called parametric though, and it's the JHS Clover pedal, and then this is the trusted Boss GE-7, which is a graphic equalizer. And obviously the layout's a little bit different on these. I kind of prefer the Clover to go early in my signal there because it's got this DI out, which would allow me to run to an interface and get a really good quality signal, just, you know, nothing affected or anything that you could be used for reamping or something later on. And then this one has a lot more control over like the exact frequencies that you're adjusting. Both of them, though, will boost or cut. It's not going to be like an amplifier where it's like 0 to 10. When these are straight up in the middle 12 o'clock, that's actually nothing affected at all. As you turn them to the left, you're cutting that signal. As you're turning it to the right, you are boosting that signal. And let's just start with the Clover here. I'm also playing a Fender Stratocaster and just running into this, then to here, coming from the send into this graphic equalizer, and then coming back as well into this, and then running out XLR into my interface. So without changing anything, that's just my guitar signal. So if I turn this on, and with this volume knob at about 9 o'clock, I think that's pretty close to unity. It's even a little bit of a boost there. I'm going to keep an eye on my signal and try to make sure I don't clip going into the interface there. So I want you to get a good idea of the signal. Now if I turn this up, really pushing the signal without going too high up on it. This one's got a pretty heavy clean boost to it there. Now right now I've got it set to this no EQ setting, and that one just has no effect over these knobs. They don't do anything at all. This is based off of an old Boss preamp too, which had no mid control but had volume, bass, and treble, so this would be that. So again, nothing if I change the mid knob, but huge difference in the bass tone, boosting it there or cutting it. Very nice. And then same thing with the treble. Huge EQ sweep on this. So I'll maybe have it a little bit boosted there, but I like the full EQ because this mid control is very nice. Get a very scoop sound, very boosted sound. I just like to have it like that. Now, let's turn this one off and come over here to the graphic equalizer. So this is coming before, this one right here, the Clover, comes before all the tone stack and everything on the Mach 2. And this one is coming after, but before the cab sims and everything. So if I turn this on right now, everything is set to about 0. And what we've got here is if everything is turned up, it would be getting about 15 decibels of boost in that exact frequency range. So we have like 100, 200, 400, 800, 16, 32, 6400 hertz there that you're going to be messing with there. So if I turn this one right now, no difference. Everything is at 0. But if I take even just the level here, that makes a big difference. Doesn't quite push me into clipping on the interface or anything, but can also cut, get nothing. But watch out what happens with these frequencies. So big difference there. This one, this is the 200, 400. This is the 800. That's a pretty important one there. Big difference between that, nothing, and then cut. 1600. And it is kind of a narrow field that you're adjusting with these, where it's a much broader field with the Clover that you're adjusting there. So one, I guess, popular use for this that people would use would be to do the kind of a V shape, which is boosting your bass and your treble, cutting out your mids, scooping those out. I'm going to change the Simplifier to the Marshall from the Fender. Gives a little bit more distortion, back off the volume to compensate there. There we go. So, again, I'm playing with the Fender, which has got single coils, but let me turn to a stack too. There we go. As compared to so that makes a pretty big difference there. What if I do this though? I'm gonna do kind of the opposite. Again, this is what I think a lot of people have in mind when they get one of these, but it's actually very useful if you do a boost on the mid frequencies. So let me turn this on so you can hear the change here. You don't have to boost it much. See, now I'm clipping by doing that. So let's adjust this. Getting close to clipping. Also just bring it down here. It's another option. So that's without the pedal on. That's with the pedal on. Getting close to the clipping again. So that's with no EQ. This is with. So again, you don't have to be real extreme with the settings or anything. Even just a little bit of a boost like this can make a big difference. You can also use this one to kind of roll off some of the high or low frequencies you might not want. So let me demonstrate that. It's kind of like this, and maybe just a little bump in the mid-range. Right there at that 800, which was kind of nice earlier. So, let's say that sounds not what you're wanting. I'm going to try something different too. Let's go to Vox. Yeah. Rebalance ourselves out there. So say you don't want that kind of boomy you got going. Kind of helps cut that down a little bit. See, it makes it just, that's kind of boomy. That's still there, it's just that low end is tamed a little bit. Let's see what happens if I use both of these at the same time though. So let's see. So let's see, that's kind of an overdriven sound. I'm gonna go cleanish on the preamp gain. Kind of warm on there. Let's bring up the volume overall. I'll level this one out a little bit and just use it as a boost. So see, I can actually give a little bit more bass down here, hitting the amp, and then bring it out on the EQ. It's a lot of clean signal coming through there. Not quite clipping, but coming very, very close. I'm on the bridge pickup right now. If I switch to my middle one. Let's go to the neck pickup. Little bit of breakup there, so I can actually bring my interface down just a little bit to kind of help with that. So I could keep on going with this all day, but I think you get the idea of the power of these two things together there, what we can come up with. I'm just going to mess around with some of these knobs here. So we get a lot of different sounds. Let me go Marshall. I'm already on the stack. Let's see. Let's bring my volume down and go a little bit more distorted then. Let's do this. Boost my mid frequency. Pull my mids up here, treble down, pull my volume down on here a little bit more. There we go. A little bit more on the volume, kind of balance it out there. I don't want to clip for you. Alright, so we've pushed it into breakup now. Bring some of that out with that. In fact, let's get rid of some of that noise. So where are we finding that? Aha, that's part of it. So I can kind of bring that out. Kind of noisy there too. Getting close. Kind of an interesting tone there, very thin. That way it kind of evened out though, but part of that's just the level of the preamp gain that I had that was kind of the distortion there. But again, these are some kind of interesting tools. You can use them to shape your sound. I could spend all day adjusting and tweaking things. But let me know if there's anything specific you want to take a look at, or even if you want to see these two in reverse order, just to see how they affect the sound differently. I'd be happy to do something like that. Thanks.